great belt notes. Oh my god. She's definitely a belter. Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff. So in this video, we're going to check out Baby Monster's newest member reveal, Ahyeon, and we're also going to take a look at their first dance performance as a group. I guess it would have been too obvious to reveal the third member after Ahyeon, so they kind of hit us with something a little bit unexpected, which is like a dance routine. I came across an article on Twitter kind of saying that there's a mixed reaction, that it didn't live up to the hype. So I'm very curious now. So like what we did with Harem, I'm gonna watch the performance first and then do a sort of analysis for you guys. We're gonna start with Ahyeon and then we're gonna do the dance performance. All right, let's get to it. Whoa. Oh, this song! Hey! I know this song.
Yeah. Super fly chick, I'll be in the list. I was in a mix up, boy, make a kiss, bad boy.
Adding rap to it.
Boy, don't miss. Run up on me, I bet he get the gist. Holly, catch a quick body. Vroom, 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 like a running Harley. But I'm in the
Oh, you can tell she's young.
Sorry, didn't say a peep, but I'm not immersed. My motivations are,
hey.
my temptations are. My heart is racing with sensation, it's sensational.
Nice. I'm gonna have to listen to that again. The first run of that was great, bro. Oh, high timber. Okay, alright. Woo! That's a big performance. I'm just laughing at myself because yeah, 1 minute and 26 seconds. It's not enough to even like express a reaction in a reaction video because it's like processing in my head. And then I'm just like, oh my god. Like by the time I express something, kind of like a gasp or like whatever, then there's another thing going on. So there's a lot going on with this performance. So we got a glimpse of her singing, her rapping, and her range as well. So this actually is clearly a monthly evaluation. It's very reminiscent to what we saw from a lot of the YG groups that we've seen in the past, like kind of the setting. Like my reference is like how they showed it in like the Blackpink documentary, you know, when they were talking about the training aspect and stuff. So this really reminds me of that. She's 15 years old as well, so young. I'm definitely seeing the youthfulness with her, more so than Harem. Because I think with Harem, her tone, because it's so mature and round, it masks the youthfulness a little bit. But with Ahyeon here, right from the get-go, her timbre is very youthful. Okay, so let's go through this slowly. So yeah, I do know this song. I was in vocal jazz all throughout high school, and this is one of the songs that a lot of people would sing. Well, I like this song for her. This song itself has a lot of bounce and a lot of kind of like sneaky kind of storytelling to it. And then when you hit those like punches in the song, that's when it kind of like it snaps like that. And it's an opportunity to show off like kind of playfulness to it. So yeah, timbre wise, higher than Harem. She's definitely more of a soprano, and very bright tone. The way she's performing, you know, the walking aspect, she got that down. You can tell that she probably can dance, because when you're able to dance, you are more able to do those catwalks freely, because those walks are very prominent in like the pop industry. So, you know, if you're like a 15-year-old girl wanting to be a pop star, you would have probably watched a lot of music videos, a lot of performances, and you would copy those kind of things, those kind of walks and stuff. So in this kind of evaluation, that's probably what she was wanting to go for. She wanted to show the executives around her that she can be a pop star, an idol, a K-pop idol in this case. Pitch perfect so far.
Make me sway like a lazy ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, sway me more.
Great vocal performance there. There's that power in the lower registers, the punches, and the bounce in the song. Love those aspects.
Super fly chick, I'll be in the list. I was in a mix, I blow, make a kiss, bad boy, want this, bad boy, don't miss. Run up on me, I better get the gist. Harley, Harley, catch a quick body, vroom, 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 like a riding Harley. But I'm in the Rari, sorry, not sorry. Didn't say a peep, but I'm not immersed. My motivation.
Okay, so the rap, I don't know a lot about rap, so I'm not gonna comment on it critically. I can feel that she's actually more comfortable with the rapping. I don't know much about the technicalities of actually rapping, but I can appreciate it creatively. It sounded good to me. It sounded like she wasn't offbeat or catching up, you know, those kind of things. There wasn't anything negative about what I heard. It was very playful, you know, with a vroom vroom and stuff, you know. She'll develop a little bit more style as she grows older, as she experiences more things, as she experiences life, as she listens to more artists. Her influence and her inspirations will grow, and hence she will be able to rap a little bit more with a little bit more nuance and edge, basically. Her movement is a lot more comfortable in that section. So that's why I feel like she's a little bit more comfortable rapping. I don't know if because suddenly with a rap, she kind of embodies this edginess. So I don't know if that kind of allowed her to move a little bit more swaggy, a little bit more you know, a little bit more snappy. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's all about confidence. So if you're more confident about the rap and what you do with the rap aspect, you know, with a movement, with the way you move, you know, you're more grounded in it and established the moves that you wanted to do while rapping, then it will translate into performance. It will show confidence. It will show openness.
Not sorry, didn't say a peep, but I'm not immersed. My motivations are my temptations are.
It was a great transition from the rap into the singing. That's actually quite hard because she did like a fast rap and then she took a breath and she went into those like big notes. So great vocal control in that aspect.
My heart is racing with sensation, it's sensational. How with my diamonds are, my time is timeless now. I get so high.
Okay, so actually the lead into the falsetto, it was really good, very strong, very powerful. It really shows off her range. You can tell she will be able to do a lot of high notes for the group. But for the falsetto shift actually was a little tricky for me, and that threw me off earlier, and that's why I wanted to hear it again. That's a hard transition though. So kudos to her for even attempting it. Because she went from like belt, belt, belt into a falsetto. Like that's a hard placement. Yeah, and then she did the run. The run was a little better than the first note. It was just kind of, it almost kind of like slid into the note. That part, the time's all messed up, that sounded really good. That was very strong. It had edge to it. It had ring to that tone, which I love. But then she goes into the falsetto and it's just a kind of a like, it almost felt like she didn't kind of get a hold of the breath that she needed to get into that falsetto. Because it kind of like wobbles a little bit. I almost feel like she could have actually done a belt on that whoa part and then go into the runs. I feel like her range can do that. So with high notes, if it feels like it's gonna go way too high for your full voice or your mixed chest voice, then the tendency is to go into the falsetto so that your notes are saved. And I feel like her falsetto is too high for the note. So it kind of like was wobbling a little bit up the top and then she catches herself on the way down to the runs. What will help that transition is to develop a little bit more transitions and vocal placements in your singing. When you're young, actually, you don't have a lot of different vocal placements. Like some people can't do a falsetto, some people has the chest voice and the falsetto, but they don't have anything in between. So doing scales would really help that, developing your scales, so that you can hit all those notes in between, especially when you're doing runs and stuff, so you don't skip like a note or two. So now she's like warming up a lot. There's something in her falsetto that's a little bit kind of underdeveloped. I feel like she has a falsetto, but it's a little young still. I feel like she should actually just belt the note. I feel like, I'm gonna assume here, this is just an assumption, this is not fact, but I'm assuming from what I'm hearing is that she can belt more than she can do falsettos. And I feel like she should have just belted those notes rather than doing falsettos on them. Because like that tail end, the started, that was so powerful. That was great. But she's way comfortable now. So this part here, she kind of does the same thing as she did in the beginning, where she has a rest. Now that we've seen it again, I feel like it's more of a default for her, like kind of like a default stance. All of us have default stances, like the way we perform, what's comfortable for us, where we feel safe in. We kind of revert back to that default. And it's kind of like the leaning here, the leaning there, which in this aspect, in this part of the performance, I feel like it was a wrong choice, because that whole bit before this part was very confident, you know? She's got snapping, she's got like smiling, she's got these edgier movements, but like she goes here, you know, and then she kind of leans one side and then leans another, so it just feels kind of reserved. And it's anticlimactic in a way. Her voice is doing great up there. Huge fan. She's freely over there, like definitely great vocal performance. But for the movement, something to work on. Don't go to the default after doing all that like big things, you know, prior to this moment. Keep at it, you know, have that sneaky feel with the performance. Develop a stance that is confident for yourself and for the other people around you. So like leaning one side, leaning to the other, it's more of a reserved stance. You want to feel confident after doing all that. Yeah, basically, don't lean. That's for any performer out there, because it does show a little bit of hesitance and reservation in your body language. It's all about body language in performance. Yeah, there was a lean there, right? You see. Great belt notes. Oh my god. She's definitely a belter. But I get it, she probably wanted a little bit more dynamics. We're not just like the belts. She wanted a little bit more falsetto, you know, like to show off her capabilities. But the falsetto needed a little bit of polish. But you know what? Vocally, 100%. Like with Harem and her, definitely different tone, which would make for a very, very interesting vocal performance with the different colors in the sound. Overall, great vocal performance. The only things that I would keep working on, I'm sure she's working on it, keep working on, is the falsetto shifts from full voice to falsetto, because that's very difficult for everybody, not just her. And then the default stances. Don't lean on the stage because it feels kind of reserved. If you have the tendency to do that, choreograph something. Doesn't mean to be big or elaborate. Just even if you need to choreograph planting your feet and bending, and like the way you would sway, the way you would bounce, the way you would like move your hands, choreograph it so that you're not left hanging. Okay, so we're gonna do the dance performance. Ruka, Hiram, Asa, Rora, and Ahyeon. So 5. I thought we had 7. Ooh. Very hip hop. Ooh. Hey, hey, hey. That's very synchronized. Hey. Woo. All we do is ball. Now I'm passed out, leaning in the drop, ice in the watch. That's been a nice details. Hey. Oh my god, the swag. Can you see now? Are you seeing now? Can you see now? Oh shit. You see now? Can you see now? Hey. Oh my god, this is very like YGX. When you seeing it, homie, I can see now. Okay, wait. I saw an article saying that people were not impressed by this. I'm kind of confused because I certainly am. Yeah, and you guys know how honest I am with like dance practices. Maybe I'm alone. Maybe I'm alone in liking this and I don't care. I like it. All right, so let's do a little bit of a dissection. Very swag. Very hip hop. And you know what? This is a great case for wardrobe helping you. The bucket hat, the tracksuit, the sneakers, it all adds to the vibe of the performance. The way you move will translate, you know? Right now, they look like a dance crew. You know, someone who would be competing. Well, they will be competing in the K-pop industry. But like, you know, like they look like a dance crew that will be competing at a dance competition. Because, you know, wardrobe, it helps you, for example, like if you're going to do ballet, you know, a little bit more fitted clothing, a little bit more flowy, so you can show off those lines. With hip hop, you know, hat helps baggy clothing so that your movement is a little bit more free and loose and more fluid. Yeah. First of all, I think that the reason why there's only 5 of them is maybe this was an evaluation before 2 more people joined, or they're probably just doing more of the main dancers, lead and main dancers, maybe. I feel like I can see YGX doing this, Lee Jung choreographing this. This feels like her choreography. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll do a little bit more research later. I love her. Is that Ahyeon? The way she's like shaking. Damn. You know, like the body shakes like that. It's harder to do. It's hard to synchronize because the energy would need to match across the board. She just stuck out a little bit more because she felt a little bit more organic and a little bit more energetic in that shake. Love that choreography that, you know, one is on that side and then the others are on the other side. Such a great imagery. And then going into this imagery, the movements, the low shoulders definitely adds to the swag factor. And that's one thing that you would want in hip hop in a style like this. You want your shoulders loose and low, you know, just kind of like that, boom, you know, this kind of movement. I love her here. Wow, I'm like going from one side to the other. I love her detailing, her extension from here. Like, look, she did not hesitate. She looked up. And I wish everybody kind of looked up in that direction too, because that would have been a more established imagery. But you guys see the difference, right? Like, it's just a much better body line from like the up and then the stance here. The movement is very good here. You know, this is quite even, very sharp, like the extended leg, and then going here. you know, from like it's a quite dynamic change from like going here to there. I don't know the exact move, but like that's a great movement. Boom, boom. You know, there's a bigger dynamic shift there. And here, the extension from her head to the toe, not even the heel, to the toe, and then the extension of the arms. I love that because the arms is not flingy. You know, it's established where it is. If you're going to be very picky with it, and want kind of like synchronized to a T, then you would need to clean up and polish. Meaning, for example, you want her stance. Then you would need to tell the other girls, okay, the arms needs to extend over here, not to the front of you. It will be to the back of you. That's one way to pinpoint and make it more synchronized. It wasn't distracting as an overall image. I feel like they were quite synchronized. And then it goes into like, ooh, it was very sharp. They're hitting those beats. So that speaks to their musicality. Whoever's working with them really worked on that. I feel like it's Lee Jung or YGX. Very nice. I'm a good guy, turn to a villain, bully in the pack, turn to a rap. I love the control in this part. To a villain, bully in that, oh my god, she's great. Whoever she is, hello. Again, different interpretation, you know, from her to her. Sorry, it's just because they're the ones up front on the sides. So very, very, because I see them like head to toe. The ones at the back, I'm not really seeing head to toe, and especially the ones at the back quite hidden in the shadows. So get different interpretation. Same movements, different interpretation. Hers is a little bit more bouncy and happy, and hers is a little bit more kind of like sharp and edgy. I love the control in this part, you know, because it's not far out. It's more contained. Oh, nice details to the arms there. And I'm a good guy, turn to a villain, bully in the pack, turn. Oh wait, hold on. I'm forgetting so many details. Oh my god. Like Christina got a million, man. I'm a good guy. I love her here. In different sections, I'm just like, I love this girl here. And then in like different sections, I'm like, I love this girl here. Look at that. Oh my god. Strong arm. Yeah. I love that. It's all about imagery for me. And when you create these kind of imagery, it's so good. And then that part, very strong. That was clean. Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit more different interpretation in that transition out. I think that transition out was always going to be very tricky to synchronize because you're stepping out. But we're now seeing different ways they're moving. I kept gravitating towards her. Like her upper body movements is very monstrous. It's very big. She goes all the way up. As opposed to her, she's a little bit it doesn't go past her shoulders. That would be kind of the more unsynchronized moment. Is it fixable? 100%. It's just going to be a little bit more establishing of, okay, how high do I actually go? Love the snappiness there, though. Hey, nice tutting detail. I like her. I like the way she moves. Very effortless. Specifically in this choreography. Oh my god, my girl over here. I completely forgot about her now. I'm just like on her. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's go look. But like great tutting. Very clean. Ice in a watch, that's vintage every dollar. Watching make a stack house. Gingerbread man, run while you can. All you need playing Tully. Hey, she killed it here. Incredible. That was very nice detailing. Actually, her energy feels better in the middle. She has this like energy to her. So when you put her in the middle, it kind of balances out a little bit more. Like here, like that. Oh, maybe it's the long limbs. She clearly has longer legs and like long arms. So she's taller. So maybe that's why. So because when she moves like that, it was very powerful.
while you can. All you niggas lame, totally on me.
Love the smirk there, and then the fluidity, the breakdown.
Got killers on speed dial.
And then that, oh my god. This is
Stack
insane.
house, gingerbread man, run while
Love
you
this
can.
part.
All you niggas
Very
lame, totally on me.
synchronized.
Got
Boom,
killers on
boom. That, dun, dun, very difficult to synchronize because it's very fluid. And they did really well with that.
speed dial. Infrared blam, if a shout, don't get packed out. Police
Wait. There was another moment.
lame, totally on me. Got killers on speed
Yeah, that punch. Perfection.
dial. Infrared blam, if a shout, don't get packed out. Police hit a paparazzi when I back out.
Hey.
Can you see now?
They were doing
See now?
knee work.
Can you see now?
The knee work is gonna be hard to balance.
Now? Are you seeing?
Because you're shifting balance there, you know, and we're not used to putting pressure on our knees, and especially with shifting balance.
Can you see now?
And then the lunge to there, a lot of leg strength. When they were learning this, the next day their thighs were probably burning. And the more you do it, of course, the better you get accustomed to it, and the younger you are, the much easier it is.
You see now?
But like that squat though, it's like it's hard.
Can you see now?
And then love the head detailing. They look YGX. Let me know if they're YGX because they're moving like YGX.
Can you see now? Can you see now?
Hey,
When you seeing it, homie, I can see now.
the tricky part about this would be to maintain your stamina. You have very difficult movements to do. So by the end of it, if you don't have enough stamina, a lot of those later movements will suffer. But clearly they're accustomed to this kind of cardio. So it was very good all throughout. So I think overall, great presence, great command of the movements, the choreography. There's power in the movements. There are a couple of girls there that stuck out to me, the ones that I pointed out. And I love seeing those polished movements too. Kudos to them for tackling this choreography in the first place. This is a very difficult choreography, and this is a choreography that we would normally see in boy groups. Thank you, BABYMONSTER, for giving us this kind of choreography, because we don't get a lot of these kind of choreographies in K-pop. And it's just really nice to see. Something to look forward to. And like, you know, if they're like this at debut at 15 years old, you know, like by that time, like give them like 2 years and they'll be even more monstrous of performers. All right, thank you guys so much for watching with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, do like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure you tick the notification bell so you don't miss any content from me. And if you'd like to get to know more about me, do check out my Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon down below.